In this video, I'm going to show you how to perform the man-in-the-middle attack against the communication between an ESP32 device and a HTTPS web server. Okay, and so here is my Ubuntu VM, and it has the HTTPS web server running. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually show you our code. And so let me close the current project. Okay, and so I'm going to open the folder of the project. I'm using the example from the company. So example protocols, and here it's the HTTPS request. So that's what I need. So I just push OK. Good. This is everything here. You can see this is our firmware here. So the firmware actually will connect to this virtual machine, right? So if we check the virtual machine IP address, you can see it's this one. So it will try to access this PHP script, okay? And so another thing we have to do is before we do everything, we need to actually copy the web server's certificate to this firmware folder. So this is actually the firmware certificate, and we should use the web server's certificate. So actually I have a command to do this. So this is a command. Actually, we're going to copy the web server's certificate to this file. Good, right? And so that's what we're going to do. And so now I think we come back to the code. And so before we compile everything here, we actually need to configure the project. So first thing we have to configure the Wi-Fi. And so if you scroll down, then you will find the Wi-Fi. Okay. And Wi-Fi information here. So this is not of Wi-Fi here. Okay. So it's Wi-Fi. You click here, then you can actually enter the SSID and also the password. And another thing I want to do here is this bootloader configuration. And I want to actually check these three add-ins here. So, but if I check this one, all three of them will be checked. So the purpose here is we want to skip image validation. Otherwise, when later I change the firmware, then flash the back, you know, the bootloader will check the image and find it's changed. So the bootloader will not load the firmware. The device will not boot. So I'm going to actually check these three add-ins for simplicity. Okay, and so now we are ready. So let's actually build this project. So you can see it's building, but not sure why actually here it doesn't show anything here. I want to see something here. Yeah, I want to see the intermediate results, but it says build successfully. So fine, and I just take it. And so this software is buggy. So now I need to actually flash it, right? Okay. So now you can see again, it doesn't show anything here. But this time, actually, you can see there's some error here. So let's do this again. And so, right, and so let's actually do this again. And you can see it tries to connected to TTY USB 0, so I have to push the boot button. Okay. Okay, flash is done. And then now we are going to do what? We are going to actually monitor device. So the first try failed because it uses some special approach. The second one will work. So now it's working and it's waiting for the HTTPS web server response. You can see this is the response, right? And so the the temperature is 88 and the humidity is 66. Good. Okay, so good. So everything works now. And so now we are going to perform the main in the middle attack. And so what I'm going to do will be like this. I'm going to follow here my example in the GitHub repository. Okay. And so first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to generate a certificate for my main in the middle server, right? That the mitmproxy. So I'm going to generate a certificate and the private key for mitmproxy. Okay, so where am I? Good. So HTTPS, I'm going to this page. So let me delete here the previous thing here, CRT. Now this is all the key. Okay. And so I also going to delete this IMTM query. Yes, I'm also going to delete this flash content. So we only have this one left, but really it's not so necessary, but we'll keep it. And so I'm going to run this command to create a certificate. So I'm going to change the start time date. The start date, I'm going to change the start date to maybe 20. Okay, so now let's do it. US, MA, low, UML, CS, the IP address, 127, my email. Okay, good. So we actually create the certificate, this one, and our private key here. So now I'm going to run this command. I'm going to run this command like this one. This one. So we don't need a sudo here. Do we need a sudo here? Let me check. Here. Oh yeah, we have a root here. Okay, then we need it. So we're going to just actually put these two together. This is required by the mitmproxy software. Okay, good. So we got this one. So now we are going to dump the firmware. We are going to dump the firmware. Let me show you here the command to dump the firmware is this one. Okay. Oh, so I need to actually do something here. Actually, I needed to run some command here. And I need to go to ESP32. ESP32, I needed to run this command to, yes. Okay, good. Everything works. And then now we are going to run the dump. But actually I need to go to this one. I need to go to here to perform the dump. Okay, so let me come back to here and perform the binary dump. Oh, this is right. This one. Okay, so we need to push the button. So it's dumping the firmware. It will take some time. Okay, we are almost done. Okay, so we're almost done. And so let me come to the File Explorer. And so we know everything's here. This is a flash of the ESP32 device. And I remember I set actually the shared folder. Where is it? Okay, anyway, so I'm going to create a shared folder here. Okay, so let me choose one folder. It's here. Select folder, auto mode. Let's make this permanent. Okay. So now you can see we have something here. Let's delete it. All. And so now it's come back to here. Var content. Okay. So this is what we just dumped. And good. And so now I'm going to use the hex editor to open another file. So actually it's here, right? And okay, so we need to find the web server's certificate, right? And so let's have a look at that certificate. Okay, and so you remember the certificate is a server root something like that, right? Okay, so the last 4 characters here are like this, but also we have this begin certificate and end certificate. And so actually let's search for it. So if we search begin, right, you can see here we find it. And let's look at the last 4 characters. So it's here, you can see same thing, right? 2PA something, 2PA something, good. And also we need to actually replace the certificate found here with a mitmproxy certificate. And so let's come to here. So this is the new certificate, right? Let me copy this to this location. So now let's open it. going to again open this with the hex editor. Okay, good. So now I'm going to copy mitmproxy certificate. I'm going to copy it, then replace the one here. So I want to make sure everything's working here. It's here, right? And to here. To actually here. Okay. You can see the last hex number is a 0A, and this one is a 0A, and this one is 1, 2. So, okay, right click, paste the right. Good. Everything looks good. Okay. So now, so you can see this is the change the firmware. And so if I refresh here, this is the change the firmware. Let me copy this to this folder. Let me delete this one. Okay, so this is the new firmware. So let me go to here and actually we are going to write the firmware back. Okay, so this is how you write the change the firmware back to ESP32. Okay, good. This will take some time. The writing is pretty fast. And so now actually the firmware is working. And so here, actually, if we come back to here, we want to monitor the output from the device. You will find actually it doesn't work. It's wrong, right? And because now the certificate was changed. And the monitor device, the Wi-Fi is okay, but the first connection failed, and the second connection will fail too. So now you can see that it fails. And so what we are going to do now is we are going to actually set up our MITM proxy. Okay, and so we need to do this. We need to first actually set up the IP table rules and forward the HTTP and the HTTPS traffic to our MITM proxy. Okay, so we do this. Then we do this. Good. So I think we are ready. So now we are going to actually run the mitm proxy, and let me see here the command here. It should be somewhere here. Okay, here is what I want to find. Okay, and but this time this certificate is here. Good. Okay, so now if we start this monitor, okay, it should work now. but the first one was failed. The second one should work. Okay, now you can see we got it, right? Everything here works too. And so if we click this one, you can see here's some response and details. Okay, so this is basically the main in the middle attack against HTTPS.